Okay guys, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Now, fasten your seatbelts. Here we go. Okay guys, I'm back. It's Sunday, February 23rd, and it is 9:42 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, I just finished the first video and uploaded it, so this is video number 2, and we are going to be catching up on Q. All right, well, pitter patter, let's get at her. This I realize is late. I apologize, but I was off for the last 2 nights because of my back, so yeah. I'm late, but I guess it's better late than never. I had a high school teacher that used to always say better never than late. But anyway, yeah, let's get into this. The Q post for February the 20th, and there's a few of them, but let's go through. All right, so this is drop 3874. Trump knows something is coming. Yes, I would say he does. Now, this links to the following and says, to those who think there will never be justice, think again. Donald Trump seems pretty confident tonight. I hope you're going to be happy. That implies that he has knowledge that something is coming. So let's listen to this.
Spent at least 3 times more than we did and lost. Crooked as hell. She's crooked as hell. We have a double-sided justice. It's very unfair what's going on. Very unfair, but let's see how it all works out, folks. Let's see how it all works out. I hope you're going to be happy. I hope you're going to be happy because there are a lot of dishonest slime balls out there.
Yeah. Dishonest
scum. Dirty cops. A lot of dirty cops. And by the way...
Now I'm going to stop it there because that's not my audio. That is the audio from this that was uploaded. It's not very good. So it sounds like it was recorded in a tin can on a potato. So yeah, I'm going to just stop that there. But this is good news because it does sound like Trump knows exactly what is coming. And of course he would. So let's go back here and come to here. So Trump knows something is coming, and this is from Deal Presser Lieber or SunQ2 on Twitter. Nate Kane was linked by Q in this early morning post. He quoted Donald Trump's words from his rally last night. I hope you're going to be happy. We already are, Mr. President, but we'll be elated when we see arrests, sir. And I think we all parrot that same emotion and sentiment. We all know that something's coming, but I think we will be relieved and elated when it finally does. And I hope that that is soon. All right, and here's the next one. And this is drop 3875. Darkness, Jeffrey Epstein and Les Wexner, Victoria's Secret CEO. Now, this is very hard to read, but it is an old post by Q. It's from 7/8, so July 8th, 2019, and it says, Les Wexner, founder of Victoria's Secret, connect the dots, Q. So, interesting, because Q is the one that alerted us to Les Wexner, and now we have this, and so Q notes this former Q post because he does that to provide proof that, look, you know what, this is happening, but I already talked about this way back here. And that provides proof and helps us realize that Q is who he says he is. Of course, it's not a he or a she, it is a they. It's a group of people, and I realize that. So this has a link, and we're going to go out there now, and it says Epstein, Wexner. The story goes much deeper, darker, Q. Wow. How can the story get any deeper and darker? That's what I'd like to know. But this is going to give a little bit of insight into that, this link right here. And we're going out there now. Victoria's Secret has been under a microscope for its outdated marketing and the L Brand's CEO Epstein connections. More than 30 people also described an entrenched culture of misogyny, bullying, and harassment. So let's take a look at this because we can. Angels in Hell, the culture of misogyny inside Victoria's Secret. A Times investigation found widespread bullying and harassment of employees and models. The company expresses regret. Yeah. Victoria's Secret defined femininity for millions of women. Its catalog and fashion shows were popular touchstones for models, landing a spot as an angel, all but guaranteed international stardom. But inside the company, two powerful men presided over an entrenched culture of misogyny, bullying, and harassment, according to interviews with more than 30 current and former executives, employees, contractors, and models, as well as court filings and other documents. Ed Razik, for decades, one of the top executives at L Brands, the parent company of Victoria's Secret, was the subject of repeated complaints about inappropriate conduct. He tried to kiss models. He asked them to sit on his lap. He touched one's crotch ahead of the 2018 Victoria's Secret fashion show. Executives said they had alerted Leslie Wexner, the billionaire founder and chief executive of L Brands, about his deputy's pattern of behavior. Some women who complained faced retaliation. One model, Andy Muse, said Victoria's Secret had stopped hiring her for its fashion shows after she rebuffed Mr. Razik's advances. A number of the brand's models, excuse me one moment. All right. A number of the brand's models agreed to pose nude, often without being paid, for the prominent Victoria's Secret photographer, who later used some pictures in an expensive coffee table book, an arrangement that made L Brand's executives uncomfortable about women feeling pressured to take their clothes off. The atmosphere was set at the top. Mr. Razik, the chief marketing officer, was perceived as Mr. Wexner's proxy, leaving many employees with the impression he was invincible. According to current and former employees, on multiple occasions, Mr. Wexner himself was heard demeaning women. Anyone that would invest in Jeffrey Epstein, not surprising that he would be demeaning women, now is it? And also, I believe he was the one that purchased Epstein's Island for him. That's what I think that's true. It's been a while since I looked into the Jeffrey Epstein stuff, but I'm almost, I'd say 99.5% positive that he did. What's most alarming to me, as someone who has always raised an independent woman, was just how ingrained this behavior was, says Casey Crow Taylor, a former public relations employee at Victoria's Secret, who said she had witnessed Mr. Razik's conduct. This abuse was just laughed off and accepted as normal. It was almost like brainwashing, and anyone who tried to do anything about it was just ignored. They wasn't just ignored, they were punished. The interviews with the models and employees add to a picture of Victoria's Secret as a troubled organization, an image with the that was already coming into focus last year when Mr. Wexner's ties to the sex criminal Jeffrey Epstein became public. Mr. Epstein, who managed Mr. Wexner's multi-billion-dollar fortune, lured some young women by posing as a recruiter for Victoria's Secret models. L Brands, the publicly traded company that also owns Bath and Body Works, is on the brinks of a high-stakes transition. The annual Victoria's Secret fashion show has been canceled after nearly 2 decades on network TV. Mr. Razik, 71, stepped down from L Brands in August, and Mr. Wexner, 82, is exploring plans to retire and to sell his lingerie company, people familiar with the matter said. As those, probably selling it now, because when all the stuff comes out about him, he'll lose it anyway. So it's better to get it out of his name and have someone else managing it. I think that is what is going on. As those plans progress, L Brand's treatment of women is likely to come Under even closer scrutiny, in response to detailed questions from the New York Times, Tammy Roberts-Myers, a spokeswoman for L Brands, provided a statement on behalf of the board's independent directors. She said that the company is intensely focused on corporate governance, workplace and compliance practices, and that it has made significant strides. We regret any instance where we did not achieve this objective and are fully committed to continuous improvement and complete accountability, she said. The statement did not dispute any of the Times reporting. Mr. Razik said in an email, the accusations in this reporting are categorically untrue, misconstrued, or taken out of context. I doubt that. I've been fortunate to work with countless world-class models and gifted professionals and take great pride in the mutual respect we have for each other. He declined to comment on a detailed list of allegations. Thomas Davies, a spokesman for Mr. Wexner, declined to comment. Now, you know, if this reporting was categorically untrue, what did he say? If these accusations were, according to Mr. Razik, categorically untrue, misconstrued, or taken out of context, then why hasn't he sued? Precisely. All right, let's go back now and see what Q has to say. All right, so there is that. I think that's pretty self-explanatory and interesting that Q brought this up, you know, in 2019. I think it's very interesting. I don't think we've seen the last of Les Wexner at all. Perhaps we haven't seen the end of Jeffrey Epstein either. I would love to know what really is happening there, because we all know he didn't kill himself. We all know that. We can all agree on that. But whether he is still alive and whether that was faked, whatever, I don't know. I wish I did, though. Okay, now this is drop 3876. 3876. Hidden rats scurry into the open during a fire. The best is yet to come. Now, that is interesting wording, to say the least. Now, I was a little bit upset. I don't know where that came from. I was a little bit confused about this. It says dough, and then it says paste bin, can bake one more or defer. Then it has this, which is part of this post right up here. How could anyone think the media is biased? And of course, we see Obama being portrayed in glowing terms in the media by Time magazine. And then we see Trump. We've got him melting, and we have him as looking like a match. And there we got him drowning. And then there's that one that had him looking up at this young girl that really wasn't taken away from her parents. It was very much misconstrued. But let's take a look at this. Down here it says, thank you, bakers. The best is yet to come. Mainstream media, when facts and truth are not on your side, what tactics must be employed? P.S. What visibly happens regarding hidden rats during a fire? Well, they all scurry out in the open, don't they? Now, let's look at this by Lisa May Crowley. For those unfamiliar with Q Research Board on 8kun, each bread begins with pertinent resources, notice, links, and most recent notables and Q drops. Anons, bakers, prepare dough with this info in paste bin. The baker notifying next baker she can prep one more or hand off. Q thanks bakers for their work. Time magazine idolized Hussein and has complete disdain for President Trump is last line for Peter Strzok. Rats fleeing. White hats lit a fire. I believe they have. I do indeed think they have. Now, this from Die Oppressor Lieber. Q posts link to Victoria's Secret model next to statue of Baphomet. We all know what that means. VS, Victoria's Secret connected to Luciferianism, endless supply of girls and women for sex magic, rituals, trafficking, pedophilia, blackmail, and likely sacrifices. To those who dare try to expose it, they would suffer the fate of being a sacrifice to Baphomet, Satan, Moloch. MSM attempts to divert attention from the real sources of evil and project that evil and those crimes onto Donald Trump. They feel the heat of justice coming, so the rats begin to scurry and rat out each other in an attempt to save themselves. P.S. could mean Peter Strzok is, P.S. could mean Peter Strzok as it has in prior Q posts, but it may stand for something else in context of the Victoria's Secret post because it says P.S. Now, does he mean P.S. as in postscript, or does he mean Peter Strzok, what visibly happens regarding hidden rats during a fire? Well, I guess we will find out which Q was referring to probably at some point in the future. Now, let's go on to the next. It is drop 3877, drop 3877. Another false flag attempts to implicate the Great Awakening. Yes, indeed. Now, this is referring to this. Now, I clipped it out to save us a little bit of time. This by Oliver Willis. German mass shooter talked about conspiracy theory that sounds a lot like QAnon in Trump world. So, German gunman calling for complete extermination of many races kills 9. So, yes, as soon as I heard this, and as soon as I heard them attaching this to a far-right person that talked about Q, then I knew that this was a false flag in an attempt to implicate Q and the Great Awakening. So, Q says, here we go again. What happens when billion-dollar media companies attack and miss? All for a few thousand followers? All for a conspiracy? A public awake is their greatest fear. Now, we know that to be true. And let's come down to the next. 3878, drop 3878. NSC aide Kash Patel, who worked to discredit Russia probe, moves to senior OD&I post. Q-proof. All right, this leads to a Twitter page, and we're going to go out and look at that, and it says the puzzle is coming together. Q. So let's look at this that he is referring to. It is this, Q-proof, Kash Patel, QAnon, and look down here. This is a Q post from June 12th, 2018, and it says right here, Kash Patel, name to remember. Wow. Now, I'd never heard that name before. Before this, I'd never heard that name. But yet, here it is, just like Q said, name to remember. It says, breaking now, Kash Patel, a former NSC official who also played a key role as a Hill staffer in helping GOP discredit the Russia probe, is now a senior advisor for new acting DNI Richard Grenell, according to 4 people familiar with the matter. So, yeah, this is very interesting because she kind of came out of nowhere to me. Q told us to be on the lookout for Kash Patel in June 2018. Patel played key role in helping Republicans discredit Russia probe. Forgive me. It is a man, not a woman. I've only seen the name. I've never seen the person. So, my mistake is, understandable. Anyway, Q points out names and accounts for a reason as Q proofs. And of course, we know that. He does that in advance. He'll say, okay, well, remember this person, and we won't have any idea because there'll be nothing in the news. And then all of a sudden, down the road somewhere, that person is popping up in the news. So Q does that for a purpose to, it shows to us that this is real intel. Okay. Now, last night, POTUS assured us, now that this was from Dio Presso Liber, and this is from Doc Rock 107, and another great person to follow on Twitter. Last night, POTUS assured us justice is coming, and now the puzzle is coming together. QAnon told us 20 months ago that Kash Patel is a name to remember. Patel circulated an internal memo November 2017 urging Nunes to hold top DOJ FBI officials in contempt of Congress after traveling to London summer 2017 without the knowledge of the U.S. Embassy or British government. Along in search of Christopher Steele, Patel and Grenell have also been on top of the Ukraine scandal. So that is that. And very, very interesting, if you ask me. Now, down here, this is a post 3879, 3879. Together, you are invincible. That is true. And Q has put this in here again, this tweet, and beneath it says, Baker already noted Q, missed heaps of other shit, but got this. Pardon my French. And it says, primary purpose of referencing Twitter accounts. Together, you are invincible, connected, united. Where we go one, we go all, Q. And this by Lisa Mae Crowley. Anon replied to Q, linking to Brother Brog the Frog's tweet, noting that Baker already posted Q-proof tying to June 18 drop regarding Patel as notable item. Q linking to Twitter accounts shows everyone how connected and united we all are in this information war. All right, now let's come down here. These are the links that are up here, but I don't know if it's that important to go over those links. All right. Let's come down here, and this is drop 3880, 3880. Prepare for the storm, Anons. So this is by Anon, and Q has put it in here. And this Anon posted this 20th of February. They fear an awake public. Each Q-proof proves our strength too. Thank you, Q and Q+. And beneath it, Q says, you have come far, Anons, patriots. You are ready. Prepare for the storm, Q. All right. Now, where does this lead to? Well, it leads here, and we're going to go out there right now because we can, and we will.
The ship beneath you is not a toy, and sailing's not a game.
So what the hell do?
Bill's character, Mr. Preston, of which you are in desperately short supply.
They came from different places.
And this Ocean Academy isn't recognized as accredited.
It'll be a good thing, Dad.
They sailed for different reasons.
I don't want to be what I was when I left.
There you go.
An anonymous.
But there was only one way
We'll do it together.
Here, climb!
to survive on his ship.
But we'll challenge them, and they will come together.
Become a team.
Where we go one, we go all.
Because where he was taking them
What are they doing?
Claiming their place in the world.
could not be measured in miles. They thought they had survived the greatest challenge of their lives.
We'd come through every kind of seas imaginable.
Except a white squall.
But it was only
White squalls are a phenomenon of the imagination.
a calm
What happened to my ship was not imagined.
before the storm. Largo Entertainment presents a film about loyalty,
Where we go one,
We go all.
discovery,
But we're a crew. That's what this whole thing is about.
and courage.
Don't you walk out of this, Skipper, you don't!
Captain, they're only boys.
We listened to you, we believed you!
they're much more than that, sir.
And we are still here!
Jeff Bridges in a Ridley Scott film. White Squall, based on a true story.
Now, I don't know about you, but that gives me goosebumps when I watch that. And I've never seen this movie, but it makes me want to, oh, look at that. I can buy or rent it. And I think I'm going to, because that just looks like a phenomenal movie. I don't know if any of you have seen it. Probably some of you have. And but it just looks phenomenal. And it is so much in line with Q. We're working as a team. We're coming together. We're pulling together to get things done. And where we go one, we go all. So I think that this is just a phenomenal representation of what we have been going through. So in the Great Awakening. So there you go. Now that is the end of Q. That brings us completely up to date. And now I'm not sure if I'll post another video tonight or not. I'm going to get this uploaded and see how I do, if my voice is holding out and so forth. So don't hold your breath for it, but if I can, I will. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. And you guys stay safe, stay well, stay blessed, and keep seeking truth. You know why? Because why would anybody seek deception? Although I think some do. All right, guys. Good night.